just another work day at the lab. And after working a 14-hour day and bringing home a nanoscopic $122.96, after Uncle Sam gets his cut, it dawned on me that 20 whole years of my life had gone by. Wait a minute, what am I doing? Look at me, throwing away my precious life when I should have been aiming for the stars. Rich people don't trade their time for money. It's time to wake up and do this. One time for your mind.
It was the night before a holiday, and all through your house, nothing was stirring because flim flam was in your mouth. And all the king's horses and all the king's men did absolutely nothing because things were normal again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of One Time for Your Mind. I'm your host, International Tate Incorporated, and today's subject is flim flam. But before we get into flim flam, this episode is actually brought to you by Mama Sugar Shack, Wireless X, Mississippi Bone Rub, The Plug Cafe, and Big Shots Photography. Special thanks to all of y'all. Also, my man Big Joe 24 just dropped this album. If I haven't picked that up yet, go check that out. Definitely fire. We did some production on it. But let's get into it and talk about some flim flam. Flim flam is sort of like a game of 21. And the objective of the game is not to reveal your cards to your opponents. Similar to what we got going on right here. It's a blackjack table. And life is all about chips. The more chips you have, the more money you have. You never reveal your hands to any of your opponents. Okay? Apparently they didn't teach this in school. So a lot of people are violating the game. I'm saying violation because that's exactly what it is. You're playing spades with Uno cards, and then when the dealer steps in and corrects you, you get mad. I don't know about y'all, but where I come from, you never ever mention somebody else's name. If you're doing dirt, you get caught, you get caught. If you're in a car with 5 people and something happened, I don't know, you all get out, and run in opposite directions and give your opponent, let them choose where to go. But see, the game is switched all the way up, and now we don't know what we're playing out here because snitching is cool. Okay, now without dropping any names out here, there's a lot of these artists out here glorified the art of snitching. Where I come from, that would never ever happen because snitches get stitches and catch the, well, not trying to get this episode pulled off the air, so I'm gonna try to keep PG-13 as much as possible. Webster's explanation or definition of flim flam, we're gonna display it right here so you can see it. This is kind of a rough, definition of what flim flam is. But let me sum it up in my words. Flim flam, like I said, is doing something out of the ordinary, being extra, you know what I'm saying? But extra in a bad way, you know what I'm saying? Where in an age where keeping quiet or pleading the fifth, this is one of your amendments. Plead the fifth basically means shut up, okay? If somebody asks you on camera and they come ask you, if you tell me everything that you did, we'll let you off the hook. Well, if you got me on camera or you videoed it some kind of way, then there's nothing to talk about. It's the evidence. What the law states, as in the U.S., if you're watching this in the U.S. right now, is that you're innocent until proven guilty. And you have to be proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. So even with video evidence, sometimes it's still not enough to convict somebody or throw them in jail. And there's several cases you can look up on your own particular time, or you can just turn the news on as soon as you get done watching this video and see what's going on around you. There's cops and stuff killing people all the time, but it's also us killing each other all the time. Okay, you got the guys out there bringing the choppers out and blah, blah, when you kill each other. But when the opposite team knocks one of your people off, y'all got cardboard signs out there marching. What part of the game is that? It's no game that I know. Apparently that's part of the flim flam. When I was coming up, flim flam would have been known as hating. But it's evolved from hating to something completely different. So it's in a whole other category by itself. So this episode is dedicated strictly to flim flam. And I'm sure in the comment section below, if I missed an example of flim flam, please feel free to comment. Because like I said, I feed off y'all, my viewers. We're in the 3rd season right now. Thank y'all for 2 successful seasons prior. It's been a long road coming. Thank you for the people behind the scenes, the people doing the production and stuff like that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Much love. I couldn't do it without you. And thank you for allowing me to be part of the platform and do something positive and give something back in a world where negativity is cool, where hating is cool. Stabbing somebody in the back or in the front is cool. I want you to get there, but not before me. It's cool. I want you to be great, but not greater than me. It's cool. An example that may be is that, hey, I see you with your little business out there, or I see you making a little bit of noise. Now that's flim flam. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody that wants to empower you will say things like, hey man, you're doing some great things, or I checked out the world premiere of blankety blank. You know what I'm saying? That's building each other up, kings and queens. Okay? And my next episode, I'm actually going to be talking about this right here. You got male versus man. Okay? I'm going to touch on it for a little example. Just because you're a male don't make you a man. And the same thing can be applied to a female. Okay? You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. A male is what you're born as. A man is what you're becoming. So look at it as in you're the body, and then whatever outfit you put on is applicable to the particular situation. You wouldn't put on a big covered jacket and go out there to the beach. Doesn't make any sense. And you wouldn't put on shorts and go chill in Antarctica. So that's in future episodes. Y'all definitely stay tuned for that right there. But like I said, the people that actually inspired me to talk about this episode, here recently some flim flam happened to me. Why are you even mentioning my name without saying something positive? Like I said, you're going to have haters everywhere you go. but treat them like the chips. You stack them, then you drop them. Okay? These chips you see right here, if it's more of something, a lot of times it ain't nothing good. Sometimes having that one chip, that $25,000 or that $50,000 chip, trumps all these little small chips right there. There was a study that was done about 20 years ago, and there was a money machine. And they had some little girls in there, and they had some little boys in there. And they was doing a test study to see who exactly of the sexes had tunnel vision. Now, before I tell you what happened, what do you think happened? Great. So they had some $100 bills and they had some $1 bills in this money machine. It was blowing around in a circle and money was going everywhere. They put one girl in there and the girl was grabbing all the $1 bills and blah, blah, blah. And so when she came back, she's like, I got a pocket full of money. They counted it up, $20. They put a boy in there. All this money floating around. The boy was signaling out that one $100 bill. So no matter the handful of money, that one piece of currency actually trumped all that right there. And they kept doing the same thing over and over again. And time after time, all the boys were focusing on the grand picture. If I just get that $100 bill, I can trump this other stuff right there. So the moral of that story is, if you got a bunch of stuff around you that isn't helping you out, you a pack rat. A pack rat does not necessarily mean that you got a bunch of junk. Sometimes it's your feelings and your emotions. Sometimes it's holding a grudge against people that can be considered as pack rat, because if you got your mind on these things right here, how can you focus on something in the future? You can't drive by looking backwards. It'll help you short term, but if you don't believe it, go outside in your vehicle. If you got one, you can only go so fast in reverse, because it's not meant long term to go in reverse. So why would you do it? There's more gears going forward than it is backwards. That's part of that flim. Let me leave you with some good positive advice before I let you go. These right here are called the 19 emotions for successful people. And I worked on this tonight. 19 things emotionally intelligent people do. Number 1, they think about feelings. Doesn't mean be in their feelings, they just think about feelings. So if being quiet is better than talking for that particular moment, then exercise that right. Instead of opening your mouth and going off your feelings and saying something that you might regret down the line. Plead the fifth. Number 2, they skirts, what the young people call it, but they pause, okay? Think about it for a second. Pretend like your life and you have a remote control that you can pause things and think about things for a second before you act on it. Before I go and call out on this job, do I have enough money to pay my rent? Before I cuss my boyfriend out, do I have somewhere to stay at? Before I cuss out my wife or my girlfriend, can I cook? These are the things you need to think about. It's the pause. And it's number 2 on the list and not number 18 and 19. So think about that for a second. Number 3. They control their thinking. And if you don't believe that, try going to a casino somewhere and just playing whatever. If you don't have a mindset of controlled thinking, you're not going to go anywhere. You're set up to lose, especially in a place like lost wages. That's what I call it. Some of y'all call it Las Vegas if you're still going out there now after this C virus, incident. I can't even say the word because, like I said, it's censoring everything out there. You know what I'm saying? So if you're watching this, then they didn't censor it. But that doesn't mean they're not emailing me behind the scenes and leaving comments and all the other stuff to try to, curb free speech out there, which is your First Amendment if you're in the U.S. Be glad that some of y'all are here because you get to talk. But some of y'all don't talk about nothing positive, just talking about the flim flam, which is what the episode is about. Every time you open your mouth, it's something negative about somebody else, but it's never nothing negative about you. Ask yourself this question: are you perfect? I'm not, nor do I know anybody that's perfect. So the way I used to do my kids, they're almost grown now, is that before you come snitch or tell or flim flam on somebody else, first say something about yourself. An example: me and my sister and my brother got to fighting, but let me tell you what I did first. I kinda wore his shoes when I wasn't supposed to wear it, and that's why we got to fighting. Okay, that sets up a bigger picture. But when you got people that are never, I'm talking about never wrong, no matter what you do, catch them on videotape, catch them in a live, be physically there and see them do some flim flam, they're never wrong. And they've always done something or always been somewhere. You can say, I've been to the moon, and they'll come up with this flim flam. I've been there first, or my daddy did this right here. Or I got money, but it's in my daddy's wallet. If you got money in your daddy's wallet, it isn't yours. I got money in a bank somewhere, but it ain't mine. And if you don't believe it, try walking in a bank and try to take some money out that you don't have in there. They'll take you out of their handcuffs, if anything. Let's move on. Number 4, they learn from emotional hijacks. I love that for a second, because social media is an emotional hijack. If you're getting up in the morning, say you use the restroom in the middle of the night, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and before you walk back to your bed, you're checking your phone for your social media to see how many likes you got, or shares, or posts, or what the other people are doing somewhere, blah, blah, blah. That's an emotional hijack, because it's taking things and it's controlling your emotions, and you don't even know that this is happening to you. That's part of that flim flam thing right there. So let's just say that today I want to make 200,000 people mad, just my following base, right? So I'm gonna put something up there that might, flag burning or something like that. It might step on some toes out there. That's the emotional hijack. You gotta separate yourself from there. And with that being said, I've been off Facebook for the last probably 4 or 5 years, and I haven't missed it. I was caught up in that, mystifying thing, and the page is still up there, even though I deactivated my page. Let that sink in for a second right there. That y'all are giving your information away. The hackers are having to do nothing at all. They just put it out there and then you give it to them. You tell them who you're dating, your favorite foods, your favorite books, your favorite movies, your close friends, where you work at. All this good stuff is part of the flim flam. I know people right now who are $50,000 behind in debt. They're still walking around out here. Not saying no names, cannot incriminate nobody out there. It's part of that flim flam. But yeah, if you get behind on one child support payment, I don't know, a couple $100 maybe, you got a warrant for your arrest. There's a bunch of loopholes out there. And if you're part of that game and caught up in that game and not trying to separate yourself from that game, you find these loopholes out here, and then maybe you can get on the winner's team. Out of all the letters in the alphabet, don't always take the L. Okay, take the W sometime. Let's move on. Number 5, they demonstrate humility. Okay, if you don't know what that word means, I'm gonna actually put the definition right here. Okay, so you can see what that is. Demonstrate that. A person that has good character and moral value, they're gonna demonstrate humility. Let's move on. Number 6, they practice honesty. If you look yourself in the mirror, you got to be honest with yourself first, okay? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're lying to yourself, you've already lost the game, baby. You know what I'm saying? You know that you like to eat certain food. You know that you're getting fat. You know that you one paycheck or one, monetary something away from getting put out your house. These are telling the truth to yourself. Look yourself in the mirror first and build yourself up. See what you got going on. Don't lie to yourself. Make plans for it and adjust for it. And then build yourself up. Every morning I tell myself, hey King, you're gonna be something great today. You're gonna change somebody's life today. Or meet the person that's gonna change somebody's life today. So I'm talking to my audience right now. You kings and queens listening to me right now. tomorrow when you get up, live to see, tell yourself in the mirror that you're going to be somebody great, and you're going to make somebody great, and whoever you come in contact with outside of the flim flam, you know what I'm saying, you want to dodge the flim flam, you know, make somebody's life greater. Number 7, be authentic, okay? I often hear, I want to be just like you when I grow up. Some people are joking, some people are being serious. Don't be like me, be better than me. I can tell people that because, you know, I'm okay in my skin. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting no younger. Matter of fact, we're all machines, okay? And one day we're all going to be called back to the manufacturer. There's a recall order on us, humans, because we're defective. Nobody's perfect, me included, okay? So be authentic, be just you. Show empathy, okay? You have to be empathetic with your fellow people, you know what I'm saying? If somebody's starving, even if it's your enemy, give them some bread, you know what I'm saying? Because the good book says that he'll make your enemies your footstool, if you want to go biblical on that right there. So if your enemies come back to you begging for something, just give it to them. It might have been, you know, a sign from above, or, you know, from an entity letting you know that, hey, you know, you've conquered such and such, such and such. In masonry, we practice you don't look down on other brothers unless you're picking them up. So, in a sense, build somebody else up. Don't look down on people. Be empathetic. You know, understand what they got going on. You know, and work with them if possible. 19 things emotional people do. They commend others. They're always complimenting people. Hey man, great job today, man. You know what I'm saying? Or high five, or, you know, air high five, because you can't touch people nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Or you look good in that dress. Or man, nice haircut you got. What you cooking in that day? Smells good. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Commend others, because you never know the person that you're coming in contact with. You never know how they're feeling, and that one comment or compliment could bring them, you know, help them out and brighten their day. They deliver necessary feedback effectively. Okay, so let's just say I had a partner I used to chill out with, and I used to keep some deodorant. This is back when I was a teenager. I used to keep some deodorant in the actual glove compartment. And before we would get out to go into a mall or, you know, circumstance, situation, you know, I would always, hey man, you need to tighten yourself up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's better me tell you as a friend than to get somewhere else and somebody else tell you. We're family. You know what I'm saying? You know, your arms ain't right, but I got you though. You know what I'm saying? Got some deodorant in there. Tighten yourself up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's giving feedback effectively. You ain't got to like, you know, the other people are going to do that. Matter of fact, your family, whatever family structure you do have, should be your comfort spot, because you do enough fighting battles out there that you don't want to come around your friends, your family, or in your own household and fight another battle. That's a 24-hour thing. It's a cycle. Okay, you're not going to win. That's part of that flim flam system. Eventually, you're going to burn out. And some of y'all are going to burn out before the age of 65. So you're not even going to get to receive that retirement money you've been putting money back into anyway. Flim flam. They apologize. Effective people apologize. Like I said, I'm not right at all. Matter of fact, I'm apologizing to some of y'all right now for the flim flam. I'm sorry some of y'all gotta hear that, but this is an episode that was requested, and this one is necessary. So I apologize in advance if I've ever stepped on your toes, ever made you mad, or in now, the past, or even the future. I apologize in advance, and please forgive me. They keep their commitments. So if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. If I say I'm gonna be somewhere, I'm gonna be there, God willing. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm mad at you or not. I've been in management for quite some time. It's people, I don't like certain people. But if they need to go to the bathroom, or need a vacation paper or something, or even a glass of water, I have enough decency to get that to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, no matter how high you get, you'll still be looking up to somebody else. So, you know, that's me. They tell good stories. You know, they necessarily got to be one of those hee giggles, you know. But you can tell when somebody's being authentic, because people are going to gravitate to them. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're around them or not, people are always going to request you. Some going to keep you in their mouth with a flim flam because you are a great conversation piece. You know what I'm saying? Think about yourself as the ornament on top of special tree that you put up every year, or the candle you put on your birthday cake. If you're still doing that, and if there's enough space on the cake to put a candle on there, some of y'all, there's too many candles to put on the cake. You know what I'm saying? So we stop doing that. After certain, it's not telling my age or whatever, but keep your commitment. And tell good stories. They help others. I talked about this prior, helping other people. They know when to relax. And relaxing ain't necessarily a vacation. Why do people plan major vacations once or twice a year? Every day should be a vacation. When you get done with your everyday load in 24 hours, if you break it up into 3-8 segments, man, it's balanced out. You gotta practice balance, man. Some people are just not balanced. You got 2 hours over here, 16 hours of sleep over here, work over there, and this and that. You're not balanced. Then you wonder why you're running all over the place until your hair fall out, if you got hair to fall out, or your hair turns gray or silver before you die. And even the dye ain't even helping some of you people age naturally. If you get gray hair like me, you earned it. And people say, man, oh, you got gray hair, you're getting old. Man, I earned mine. I aged gracefully. And when it's time for me to go, it's time for me to go, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to hold nothing back, man. This is reality. Get away from the flim. They safeguard themselves from emotional manipulation. This is a very technical one, and I'm actually going to build an episode around this in the future. When somebody's wrong about something, instead of them admitting that they're wrong, they will try to, bring you down and make it seem like you're the reason why they're mad, when they could have woke up mad from the get-go and could have been mad about something from a year ago and still pouting instead of letting it go. And now it's become this snowball effect, flim. And now everything it comes in contact with is picking it up. Okay, so you gotta be careful. Energy is one of those things that's very attracted to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm real careful with my energy. Some people I just don't speak to. I don't touch them. Blow the horn, wave, keep it moving. I don't wish death on you, but there's nothing I can do for you. So since I can't add to, I won't take away. That's my commitment to you and anybody else I come in contact with. They embrace diversity and embrace the suck. This is a military term right here. You want to embrace diversity because you don't want people to be just like you. You know what I'm saying? I think diversity and competition in some aspects is actually good, because it's going to keep you pushing you forward toward whatever your goal could be, if that's what you're actually destined to do. So I'm the only one of me. I'm the only model. I've carbon copied myself somewhat, but it's only one me. My model's been discontinued, but I'm still on the road, which is good. They don't make them like me anymore. And some of y'all listening to the sound of my voice can say the same thing. It's a blessing. And last but not least, they recognize the power of emotions. Emotions is money, baby. You know what I'm saying? Think about when you go shopping. They got certain music playing in the background because it caters to your emotion. You go to the club, there's certain music that gets you going and dancing. And now you're in the bed listening to the Quiet Storm, and certain music playing to get you in the mood, and certain music playing to get you to go to sleep. There's even riding music you can play on. You're taking a long road trip to keep you awake. Work music, work out music, etc., etc. Even music you play at the memorial. They play with your emotions. Emotions is money. And if you don't believe it, the next person you talk to hit you with some flim, tell them I ain't getting paid to do this, and move on about your business. I'm your host, International Tate Incorporated. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of One Time for Your Mind. Hopefully we'll catch you in the future. Other than that, peace and blessings, baby. Season 3.
I hope you've enjoyed this beautiful episode of Season 3.
One time.
One time for your mind.
One time.
Prepare to be enlightened.
One time.
Expand your horizon. tantalize.